Here are 3 reasons current Kentucky abortion law is not good enough, and how to fix it. Number 1, federal regulations can overturn it. The Kentucky law that outlaws abortion admits that it can be overturned by federal regulations, not just laws, but also court decisions and executive orders. It does this both explicitly and, I would argue, implicitly. Explicitly, the law states that it would no longer be effective if a president's executive order or some other regulation were to remove Medicaid funding from the states that restrict abortion. The law says that. Now think about that. Do you trust our president or some other pro-abortion politician to not do that? Why would they put that in the law? It's basically asking for it to be overturned. But Kentucky law also does this, I would say, implicitly. And this is a problem with every so-called trigger law in any conservative state. If your law only takes effect when the federal government, in this case the Supreme Court, allows it to, then that implies that it would no longer be effective if somewhere in the future, sometime in the future, the federal government no longer allowed it. Because your state has signaled that it would just roll over and comply. And that means if your law protects unborn children, then you are not protecting unborn children from the federal government. You should just write the law the way it should be. And if there's a conflict with the federal government, then it becomes an issue of states' rights and constitutionality, and we can have it out. You can fight that battle in court. But if your law is written to kowtow to federal whims, then you've already conceded defeat before that battle can even happen, all at the expense of unborn children. Proverbs 25:26 says, "Like a muddied spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked." That's exactly what Kentucky law does. It's muddied and polluted, and it needs to be changed. Number 2, the criminal penalty is too low. The current law says that anyone who performs an abortion is guilty of a Class D felony. The prison sentence for that is between 1 and 5 years. Do you know what else is a Class D felony in Kentucky? Dogfighting. So, to murder a human baby through abortion is considered equal to cruelty to a dog. By contrast, Kentucky law states that if someone kills a preborn child in some other way, then they are guilty of fetal homicide, and that's a capital offense. You can go to prison for life without parole for that. Do you see the discrepancy? You get life for murdering an unborn child, unless your murder method was abortion. Then 5 years tops. That is not just. Proverbs 20 verse 10 says that God hates unequal weights and measures. Every unborn human is equal in value, and is equal in value to every other human. Our law needs to reflect that, and it doesn't. Number 3, the mother is exempt from punishment. Current Kentucky law penalizes abortion providers, but specifically exempts the mother from any criminal conviction or penalty. Now imagine a scenario in which a mother hires an assassin to murder her toddler. Would you say that the mother should be completely exempt from criminal penalty for that, and only the assassin should be subject to conviction? Or how about a situation where a mother asks someone for some poison so that she can give it to her child? Would you say that the mother, in that case, should be exempt from criminal penalties, and only the person who procured the poison should be liable? No, it shouldn't be that way, and it isn't. But it is that way for abortion, which is essentially the same thing. By the way, did you know that chemical abortion, self-managed abortion, is more common than surgical abortion? If a mother is exempt from penalties, then she can just take pills and murder her child that way and get off scot-free. It's perfectly legal for her. In Deuteronomy 1:17, God commands that judgment should be partial to no one. So everyone involved in a murder should be prosecutable. The parents of the child, the unborn child, should be no different, should be no exception. Now, could there be a scenario in which a mother is forced to have an abortion under duress? Yes, So a just law would take that into account and provide provisions for that while not exempting every other mother in every other scenario. The current Kentucky law wrongfully exempts all of them. So there you have it, 3 reasons why current Kentucky abortion law is not good enough. Now, how do you fix it? You fix it by passing a bill that adds abortion to the homicide code so that it's treated as it should be, as murder. That is exactly what a new bill does called the Abolition of Abortion in Kentucky Act. In a future video, Lord willing, I will provide reasons why you should support this bill and give you actionable steps on how you can do that. Subscribe here so that you don't miss that future video, and please, please, please share this video so that we can get the word out about why this bill is needed and we can get that bill passed. Also, comment with your thoughts and questions, and I'll try to respond as I'm able. This is the year to put the final nail in the coffin of abortion in the state of Kentucky. Explicitly, the law states that it would no longer... Explicitly,